Hi, I'm Miss Reed, and I think maybe above me is Miss Schaefer. We are the Math 1A Foundations of Math co-teachers, and this is going to be our run through of our PowerPoint and kind of just some highlights of our class for our virtual Meet the Teacher. Here projected are the Gator live session expectations. We've shared these with your students on the first day, and we've run through them every day since. And just to kind of put out the really big key points on this is just to make sure that they're on time as best as they can be. We know life happens, and especially when we're virtual, but being on time because we only have 40 minutes, we are going to try to get started right as that bell rings or really close to when the bell rings. So just making sure they're on time so they don't miss anything. And then just again, just some certain things about, that are specific to virtual, just making sure they're in a quiet place and that they're muting themselves. So we're able to respect not only their peers, but whatever myself or Ms. Schaefer are sharing with them, and just to be super communicative. I know that things happen and we don't know what we don't know. So sharing with us anything that we're concerned about or any questions that they have.
So I'm Ms. Schaefer. I am a math teacher here at Green Level. I teach pre-calculus and Math 1A. I'm also the Associate Athletic Director. This is my 9th year teaching. I graduated from Meredith College with a Bachelor's of Science in Mathematics with minors in Education and Physical Chemistry. I always tell the kids I can't help them with chem. I don't remember it. Even though my mom's a chemist, I'm a huge disappointment in that area. I just don't remember it. But definitely can help them out with math any day of the week. And I got my master's at ECU in 2016. And then just last year, I became a national board certified teacher. So go Gators.
And then I'm Miss Reed. I'm a CCR teacher, but I serve as a math teacher throughout the year because I do the co-teaching for Math 2 and Math 1A. This is my 4th year teaching, so I'm officially no longer a BT, which is super exciting. And I graduated from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte with a Bachelor of Arts in Education and then a minor in Public Health and Curriculum. And I am the PTSA teacher rep. So if you join any of our PTA meetings, I will be there to share from the teacher perspective and also to hear from the parent perspective. And then I'm the Key Club advisor. I was that last year, and I will be it when clubs resume this year.
Go Gators again. So we just want to share our contact information with you guys. My email is lschaefer@wcpss.net. That's the best way to contact me. My Twitter is at GL_LHS. It's more for athletics, and then whatever Miss Summers posts, I usually just retweet. Same thing for Miss Reed. Her email is mvreed@wcpss.net. Honestly, if you email her, I'm going to know about it. If you email me, she's going to know about it. We communicate all the time. So we're best friends. So honestly, we talk all the time. So if you email one of us or both of us, you're fine. She also has a Twitter, same thing with her. She retweets athletic stuff and then Green Level High School stuff from Miss Summers, but definitely a cool place to follow us on Twitter if you would like.
This is the Math 1A daily agenda, which we're not going to click on because it's already been sent through Talking Points, through Google Classroom, and it's been emailed. But it goes through what the kids are to expect to have done every day. So it goes through like what their homework and their non-live session assignments are going to be, but it also has the live document that we go through. So if you have a printer or access to a printer, that might be something that some kids would like to have printed out for them. It's obviously not something you need to have printed. Everything can be done on a piece of paper. They can go through and write down all of our notes, and it's going to work just the same. But we do give them access to that prior to class so they can go ahead and have that ready for when class starts. And then it already has the links on there for their homework and their live session activity. So if you have any questions on what we're doing during the day, that daily agenda is probably the first place you should look.
And most of the time, other than assessments and probably projects, anything that the kids are submitting themselves, you guys have access to. So we've tried to make sure like there's no Wake ID login for a lot of the documents for the parents and guardians of our students.
And then this is the current unit planning document. This is something that you should have for every one of your classes. And it's just kind of going to give you I don't want to say broader because it's not broader. It's a lot more finite, but I mean, it gives you everything that we're doing during that unit. So personally, if you were going to say, hey, what did you guys do on Tuesday? I would go first to the daily agenda because it's a little clearer to see exactly what we did. But the unit plan has everything that's on there. So every link, every title of what we're doing is going to be on that unit plan. So either one will have the information. It's just kind of preference on what you want to look for first.
And it's also accessible without Wake ID and linked on the daily agenda. I'm going to go over the Math 1A grading. So all math courses have decided that we are going to have major and minor assignments. All Math 1 through 4 classes have 50-50 as our category weights. Within the major assignments, we have tests, quizzes, and projects. Each one will be weighted based off of how much content is covered. So for example, sometimes we might have longer quizzes that might weight more than previous quizzes depending on the length. We want to reward the kids with how much work they're doing. If they are spending a lot of time on something, then it should count for more than something that only took them 5 minutes. Projects, we're going to try to incorporate at least one, if not two this semester, quarter, hopefully semester. We're just going to have to get a feel for it. We don't have one currently in the first unit. Definitely looking for something in the second unit though. Each unit will have at least one quiz and one test, but please realize that things are subject to change based off how school changes. Our minor assignments, we have 2 different types of minor assignments. The first is a threshold homework. It is graded for accuracy. That is a Green Level High School and Wake County Public Schools thing. Years past, it's been graded for completion, but now everything is moving towards accuracy, but they're threshold grades. So based off how your student scores is the way it'll help them in the grade book. We only want to help students with threshold homework because they're working independently and not with us. So therefore, if you have any questions on the thresholds, hopefully as we go through this first unit, you'll see in PowerSchools how that looks. We've explained it to the kids, but once again, until you see it, you probably are gonna not understand it at all. But once again, it's to help the kids and show their mastery through accuracy grades. And then we're gonna have classwork activities or videos. So every day during independent, the non-live time, it's called asynchronous. We don't use that word a lot, but that's the word that the county's using during that asynchronous time. Kids will either be doing an activity based off of the lesson during the live session, or they'll be doing reinforcement videos. So like today is August 24th, they are doing an activity, but on Wednesday, they're gonna be doing a video assignment. So it just depends on the day and what we feel is best for the kids. Once again, things are subject to change. All assignments are due the following class day in Google Classroom before class. So for example, if the next class day is a Monday, then it won't be due till Monday. So no homework will be due like on a Saturday or a holiday. So no, like Labor Day is coming up, it won't be due until Tuesday, September 8th.
And then these are the course units. So if you're like trying to plan ahead or just making sure that everything is there, we have all our units already planned out. So the first one that we're in right now is solving equations, and then we'll move on to solving inequalities and so on and so forth. We did just want to point out that Unit 5 and Unit 8, just with virtual, we want to already be planning in our head for flexibility. So Unit 5 and Unit 8 will be the only 2 units that are subject to change. So if we don't have enough time to do a review unit, that would be taken out. Or if we needed more time in another unit, then Unit 5 would probably be shrunk or it would be taken out as well. But all the other units are something that we're definitely going to get through in this first quarter.
And the good part about Math 1A is that this class follows with Math 1B. So if we don't get to something this fall semester, we can definitely pick it up in Math 1B and make sure your kids know the content. But as a department, we have highlighted specific standards that the kids need to know in order to be successful in Math 2, just like the Math 2 has done specific standards for Math 3 and so forth. All right, so I like schedules. And so I talked to Miss Reed, and we typically, when we're in school, we have this schedule for the kids. It doesn't look exactly like this, but we always have a date, a topic, and what their homework is or what we're doing in class, just so the parents are aware and we're aware and the kids are aware. So this is a sample unit outline. Not all classes will have this. This is specific for Math 1A, and I also do it in my pre-calc classes, but me and Miss Reed do this for Math 1A. And I just want to highlight some specific things on this for you guys. So for example, the first thing I'm going to highlight is this minor assessment here. So it's pointing to that threshold homework. So tonight, it is Monday. We just got done with first period, and first period has lesson 1.1 for homework, okay? It is a threshold homework. Some kids may score really well on it, where some may not, and it's going to look different in the grade book for everyone. But I wanted to point out that this is a minor assignment or a minor assessment. Another thing I want to point out is the video on lesson 1.3. I know there was a lesson on 1.2, but I needed to go a little bit further down. But they're going to have on Friday a video to watch based off of lesson 1.3 and answer some questions, okay? Hopefully that video will reinforce what we did in class to help them with their homework, okay? And then another minor assignment they might have is an activity. So lesson 1.4 has them dropping and dragging in their activity ways to solve equations. And it's just like a step-by-step process to help them really solidify that information, okay? So every day they will either have activities or videos to watch during independent time and then a homework assignment. Our goal is for the kids to be able to finish most of this during their non-live instruction. However, it may run over a little bit into the nighttime, but we really don't want kids spending too much extra time outside of school with screen time. Also, during that non-live time, kids should be logging in and asking questions. We're still going to be in our Google Meet there to answer questions. One of us will be, if not both of us. Something else I want to point out is this major assignment. So notice how the major assignment is a different color. So we did the major assignments in green, and this is a quiz that's going to cover lessons 1.1 to 1.4. As soon as we're done with that content, that quiz will be posted and kids can go ahead and start working on it. But we want to give them that non-live time to actually work on that that quiz. We don't want to spend live time working on assessments, because that's when we can teach and actually work with the kids one-on-one if we need to, or in small groups. Okay. If there are no questions or comments or concerns, I know this is not live, so if you have any, just email us, and we look forward to working with you and your student this semester, and we're really excited.
Yes, and one thing we didn't touch on was that we're still coming up with a plan for online tutoring. Once we have that schedule, we will release that to you guys, but I know that's been a common question that people have asked. But yeah, we're excited. We can't talk.
And some of the online tutoring, I'm glad you brought that up, Ms. Reed. We're clearly not in the same room, but I'm glad you brought that up, because some kids asked, could we do it on the weekends? And I was like, not on the weekends, because even when we're in school, we don't do tutoring on the weekends, but we can definitely do some stuff after school, later at night, whatever works best with our schedules and the student schedules, just because I understand like some kids are home by themselves, or some kids might have siblings they need to help out, and we're just trying to be as really flexible as possible. And if all parties could be flexible with us, we really appreciate it. But have a great day.
Thank you.